Well, Joe Biden siding with Republicans on crime in a massive flip-flop. It's got liberals melting down that the president blocked Washington, D.C. from enacting a law that gives free rein to criminals by reducing prison sentences on everything from carjacking to gun robberies. That makes sense. Biden insists he's still on board with D.C. statehood, but AOC, well, she's not buying it. She tweeted this: "This ain't it. D.C. has a right to govern itself like any other state or municipality. If the president supports D.C. statehood, he should govern like it." And one anonymous House Democrat really let loose after many in the party voted to let the D.C. crime law go through because they thought they had Biden's backing. They texted a reporter this lovely quote. The White House bleeped this up royally. Bleeping amateur hour, heads should roll over this. And Karine Jean-Pierre, she seems confused on why any Democrat would feel like they got backstabbed.
We opposed it, but there was no veto threat. The way that we see it is that this is coming to the president's desk. This is not a legislation that he put forward. D.C. is not yet a state, even though he supports D.C. statehood, and he had to make a decision. Look, again, we let the process move forward in Congress, and we felt this was the time to make that decision.
You know, Jesse, carjacking's up by 111%, and the liberal logic is let's lessen the penalty for carjacking.
Sure. This story is confusing to me, but let me see if I have this straight. Biden is less crazy than D.C. Is this all the story is?
Yes.
Okay, then why are we doing the story? This makes him look good. I don't know. We should have done something else. The city councils are really the root of evil in this country. And that's not an overstatement at all, because Muriel Bowser is a kook. And Muriel Bowser had to veto this kook legislation. How crazy is that? So they're getting rid of mandatory minimums. So if you carjack someone with a pistol, the judge has no discretion. You're basically going to get hit with like a 10 or 15-year sentence. They just wiped out all mandatory minimums in that city. So you're basically emptying prisons. The Democrats in the House, a lot of them voted for this. They say they're not for defunding the police. Well, so what? They're for emptying the prisons, because that's what this is. And explain this to me. If you have a primarily black city in D.C. and you have a primarily black city council, why is the city council passing bills that are against the best interests of their black constituents? You think black D.C. residents are clamoring to empty the prisons?
Right.
So why would they do that? Are they assuming that all of their constituents are criminals and they're going to like soft sentencing? I still have not understood why they're doing this.
Yeah, and the administration saw daylight on this, Jessica. At first, they put out an administrative statement saying, oh, we may veto this, and then all of a sudden an about face. I mean, did they see the light, or is it politics?
It's always politics, but it brings us back to how Joe Biden won the nomination, that actually his political instincts, which are from decades past, are better than a lot of Democrats today. So if you go back to the debates, he said, can't have an open border, right? He said, we can't defund the police. I would never support defunding the police. He said, we can't have Medicare for all. We can have a public option because we want everyone to have some health care, but we're not wiping out the private insurance companies. And guess what? He overwhelmingly won the primary. He went on to win 2 general elections running on his political instincts. So when you see a lot of these bills that are too left, even for some in the Democratic Party, they're not usually coming from him. Like canceling student debt was not part of his initial plan. He was against it, actually. And I understand, but I'm saying that Joe Biden's compass is actually much more in line where the majority of Americans are.
I think we're just desperate. We're desperate because he's rolled over so many times. This is like finally he didn't roll over.
No, I don't think that that's fair, but you knew.
He rolled over, Katie, because he saw Lori Lightfoot fired this week. Right. Chesa Boudin fired last year. House Democrats fired because New York House seats were picked up by Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, look, Washington, D.C. is not a state. There are constitutional reasons for that. It is the capital of the United States of America. It doesn't belong to the people who live in D.C. It belongs to the rest of the country. And people there, people who want to visit, have a right to go to the capital of their country and feel safe without getting carjacked, without walking down the street in the middle of the day and having their jackets ripped off of them and stolen from them at gunpoint. That is what Americans deserve. So I'm glad that President Biden decided, even if it's for political reasons, to veto this insane legislation that is completely pro-criminal. When it comes to the end game, though, the fact that the left is reacting to this, it just proves that they're willing to, again, the ends justify the means. We're fine with increase carjackings, which we see every single day in Washington, D.C., dozens of them a week, as long as we get our democratic state for political power and purposes. They are willing to sacrifice innocent victims for the sake of political power, and that's why they're freaking out about this.
And the progressives are very upset, Greg. The White House bleep this up royally. Was that an anonymous House Dem? It sounds a lot like you.
Yeah, probably. You know, D.C. isn't a state, it's a disease. I got to go back to what Jesse said because I had written this down. Do you ever wonder what these people are really thinking? How do they not see the suffering and the crime and the victimization from these policies? And yet they double down on these policies. And you have to keep, you have to, what is their reasoning? Like, why, like, we're not that much different. They walk down the same streets. They go to the same restaurants. They go to the same gyms. They have friends that have been victims of crime. And so go back. I posed this question like a week ago. Are progressives unable to understand the science of incentives? Like, if they do they not get it? That if you lower these things, you create this problem. That's like being mentally disabled. Think about it. A part of being a human being is understanding incentives and disincentives. If you don't understand that, you can't survive and you can destroy a country. The other option, though, is that they do understand, but they just don't care. You got to, break a few eggs or heads, to make that, that radical utopia come true.
Yeah, incentives. Political survival seems to be an incentive of the president heading into 2024. Good move, Biden. Never thought I'd say that.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.